Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back after that lovely lunch. Now the CEO talk, the success story of N-Cube Ethicals. May now call upon Sri T. Ravichandran, Vice President IDMA Southern Region, who will be the chairperson for the session. And the speaker for the CEO talk is Sri Mehul M. Shah, Managing Director, N-Cube Ethicals. So please, we request you to be on the dais.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. No, I'm not hearing you. Good afternoon. Shall we take the mic? Focus in life leads to glorious implications and excellence. Focus and simplicity. Once you get there, you can move mountains. Quote Steve Jobs. Friends, today we have with us one such personality, Sri Mehul Shah, who has devoted his life on topical formulations, research, development, manufacturing, and commercialization, and finds excitement in making complex topical formulations accessible to more patients and consumers around the world. His passion and excellence in topical formulations has defined growth and strategy for the company. He also serves on the board of 3 companies in United States of America: Enact Therapeutics Inc., Tioga Research Inc., and Enzyme Therapeutics Inc. His presence on the board of US companies, being an Indian of global excellence, makes us proud. Mr. Mehul Shah was also awarded Emerging Entrepreneur of the Year at the Indian Farm Awards 2015. He is currently the Honorary General Secretary at the Indian Drug Manufacturers Association. May I now present to you Mr. Mehul Shah.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Mr. Ravichandran. Always difficult to have a session after lunchtime. I hope I will not bore all of you. So, I think the heading given is Success Story of N-Cube. So, I would say success is always relative and can be temporary, but it's a passion story. So, passion can be eternal. And I think whatever I'm going to share today is all passion for one subject, topicals. As of now, we have one facility which is based in Goa. This is just the drone view of that facility. When I started in 1998, we started with 2 acres of land. 95 when we bought, it was 175 rupees a square meter. So I was 29 at that time, and for 14 lakh rupees, knowing nothing, 2 acre of land was bought from IDC, and today it is spread over 79,000 square meter, and it is the single site largest facility for producing topical products in the world. Vikrant, presentation? Is this the right one?
An integrated topical pharmaceuticals company, N-Cube is founded by Sri Mehul Shah, whose passion and expertise has defined foundation and growth for the company. Our US FDA approved manufacturing facility in Goa is the largest single-site topical manufacturing facility in the world. We are dedicated to delivering exceptional value through science and world-class manufacturing to patients and consumers across the globe. We aspire to become the preferred choice of customers for topical pharmaceuticals. We are recognized by our customers and government and regulatory bodies worldwide on quality, compliance, innovation, and cost excellence over the past 25 years. Our track record is a testimonial to our consistency and diversity of the products we make for our customers in various kinds of engagements. N-Cube has acquired Soframycin, your trusted first aid for entire family from Sanofi, and has launched under its brand label in the market in April 2022. Visit nearest medical store to get Soframycin. N-Cube Ethicals, touching millions of lives with quality and care.
So I want to give you in one slide a small snapshot of what we are today. So our core competence is only into one subject, topicals. We started way back in 1998 as only CMO. In 2008, we became CDMO. And we have a team of 1,200 plus people, 180 plus R&D scientists. In manufacturing, 30% of the people are working in QA/QC. By the way, R&D point of view, till 2016, we were having 30 scientists. Now we have 180 plus. It is, from topical generic R&D point of view, it is the largest team in the world as of now. I already told you about the site. So we have 14 manufacturing suites, 21 packaging lines. Capacity is to produce 400 plus million units. To give you context, that since the plant is approved by almost all the global FDAs of the world, the prescription topicals in US market is around 150 million units. So the capacity is to produce 2.5 times than the entire US requirement. We are serving worldwide 150 million plus patients we are reaching. 50 plus customers, 25 different countries, 3 shifts operation. For topical point of view, it is one of the most complex operation to operate in 3 shifts with these complexities, and being audited by almost all the key FDAs of the world. So our value is based on global customers, and we are focusing a lot on ESG. Nowadays, ESG is a very big buzzword. The global customers are looking for this environment, health, safety, and so many other things, much more than quality at times. Speed, agility, I have told you. We started our journey of our own ANDAs in 2016. It took 3.5 years to file the first product, and in short period of time, we have got 21 ANDA approvals with 40% as first cycle approval. 150 plus active CDMO products. Almost 70% of the US molecules available, we are producing it. So the experience to handle different APIs in topical is quite significant. We do large technology transfers of 20 plus products a year. Normally you would find any multinational companies for a US FDA approved environment, for them even 4 plus is also a big subject or big challenge. So we have a large team who is working on technology transfer, and I'll emphasize a little later on from entrepreneur's mindset point of view that how do you differentiate yourself with respect to quality and first shot right. Technology enabled growth. Norden, we are very big partner to our progress. They are currently #1 company in the world who produces tube fillers. So in 2005, I'd gone for one exhibition, ACHEMA, and that time also we were good with standard Indian fillers, mainly from, you may be aware, one company called Precitech. And the maximum cost of tube filler those days was 3 lakh rupees. So I went to ACHEMA, and when I went there, 1 hour I was numb. One hall is 5 acres, such 10 halls. So I felt what I am doing and what world is doing, it's poles apart. You just cannot match only. So I met our IDMA friend that time, Dr. Dushyant Patel. And those days, he was the first fellow to do something very innovative in his subject. which is the dry powder injectable cephalosporins. So he had told me that why don't you go and look at one international tube filler and without looking at ROI, buy one international equipment. So it took 9 months. We compared with 4 different manufacturers, and then the basic inherent way of looking at is always thinking long term. So from 3 lakh rupees, that first line which was purchased was for 3 crore rupees in 2005. When we were struggling for one product for 50 diameter plastic tubes, and it was very difficult to seal. Those days with Vimco machine, one line etc. we had. And from 3 lakh, we purchased first line for 3 crore rupees. So then the journey started for investing in international equipment. I'm not saying that the Indian equipments are bad or anything like that, but to have that kind of thought process which is globally acclaimed and wanted to do something different. So one line with a lot of reluctance, we did that. Today, we have 13 Norden lines. Largest population of Norden line anywhere in the world in one site is at N-Cube. We are the first company to do all the engineering on IIoT platform. 162 utilities are connected to IIoT platform, where 24/7 the data are captured online. When you want to, in today's world in pharma, when you are moving more and more towards automation, normally we end up first investing in only manufacturing equipment or filling and packing equipment. Now the key 2 areas where we all need to think, one is engineering, because everything is becoming like black box, automated. Very few people are understanding PLC programming or HMI. Everything, all the licenses, when it becomes corrupt, you have your 21 CFR compliance. There are so many things where normally a conventional plant head or a quality head, they are far away from digitization. So how do you develop that mindset? You need to jump into the sea. You will not have all the answers. So IIoT platform is strengthened, and I will tell you a little more on that. We were the first CMO in the country, that time 4th in the country, to have a robotic ASRS or a warehouse, 5,000 pallets, 1 acre, and it's like lights off working. You don't need people. Only 2 people are working. Their job is to just keep the pallet and take the pallet. Everything else, you don't need to even switch on lights because everything is fully automated. Each and every pallet location is mapped, and that is linked to your SAP. So it is in India, this is the company called, earlier it was Godrej Ifasec, now it is Godrej Corber. SAP, in 2005, we implemented SAP. At that time, our turnover was 8 crore. And we were smallest contract manufacturer in the world who had implemented SAP in 2005. We started with 15 licenses, and those days we went live within 99 days. They used to say that for a small scale, the ideal time is 90 days. We went live in 99 days, and we had got that SAP S award also in 2005. Now we just migrated on 4th of April to SAP HANA. Now we have from initial 15 licenses in 2005 to now 380 licenses. You must be aware that license management, whether it is Microsoft or LIMS or this, people normally have a lot of reluctance in AMCs, in unique your user ID and password. It's high time that no way we can escape. Every single person in the shift, like we used to have in SAP, common IPQA login. That means 20 people can use same login. Now, that is not allowed now. If you are thinking global, you need to think differently. Normally, till 2012, anybody who is investing in plant, there is rarely IT budget is considered as part of the budget. It is only add-on. It comes out of miscellaneous expense. And now IT has to be very significant portion of your budget, because if you want to be in line with the world, whatever you do, whether it's LIMS or MES or SAP, or like normally when any person join the organization, starting with the HR license, now HR also your app-based, everything online, almost average person carries 8 licenses. The cost of one person in the legal environment with the proper IT environment is at least 1.5 to 2 lakh rupees per annum. So this is what the world is moving towards now. Yeah, you will wonder, we used to always wonder, for most developed nation like US, how software sale is still increasing day by day. Why Silicon Valley people are always valued the most. Still IT people are, if you ask any parents, their first choice is always IT. Whether it is Vellore or anywhere, the IT, getting in IT is the most difficult thing. So why it is like that? So I want all of you to reflect that in the most developed nation, why so much of IT? If you see the government, like last, I am fortunate that because of IDMA platform, last 6 months I am working very actively. And when you move towards to Delhi and all, you'll be surprised that in seconds, if they want to know about any person, they can tell you. They can link anything and everything. Our digital imprint, for example, if I am standing here, whether my mobile phone or a card or anything, you are tracked. Nothing can be hidden now. It's all IT. So it's better, like I always tell my people that earlier used to say that when there is a USFDA inspection, this current system of IT and USFDA is bringing science and religion together. You do right, you think right, and you do everything right. So by default, behavioral changes are happening in pharma industry based on IT and global approvals. So we were never into marketing. I didn't know even marketing M also. The entire life is spent only in manufacturing. I'm a hardcore manufacturing person. I'm a pharmacy graduate and did some part-time management way back in 1986. So it's like thinking little differently, that can N-Cube do something different, and can N-Cube travel beyond Mehul Shah, that is from individual to institution. It's not my expertise, but when you buy something from multinational, I must say that unbelievable, the kind of data transfer, the knowledge, the entire legal procedure, learnt a lot. As I told you, we are approved, we are 5 times inspected by FDA since 2012. Whether it is Anvisa, Europe, ANSM is French authority. And we work with a lot of, since it is in public domain, large partners. And almost all the partners since inception, they have not left us. Like if you are using Cetaphil we started producing in 1999, and 23 years we are sole producer for Galderma, and volume have gone up by almost 100 times. So our locations, I'll just tell you. Sorry. Yeah, our manufacturing facility currently, as I told you, large facility in Goa. And as we speak, our new plant is under construction at Pithampur, Indore, for de-risking the Goa operations. And plant construction and the kind of, you can say, the tools available, and how do you arrive at the plant? How do you arrive? What do you want to achieve? So normally, you start with some number that I want this capacity or something. Now, with last 20 or 36 years of experience, and especially last 7-8 years, if you are very clear in your objective, then only you can achieve. You should first think that are you able to put your vision or objective on paper? If you can't put your objective on paper, then that means you need help. Any consultant or anything. Nowadays, fabulous consulting is available. Only thing you need to sharpen your mind. You need to make people think. And I think that is realized why US, you can say the study system, where you make people think, where we have all come from all middle class and Britishers era, that we are only following some pattern. The thinking process in India, because of our education system, is comparatively very poor. We are all in a syllabus-driven thing. So we are not made to think. So the starting point is, as an entrepreneur, you should think first, that what do you want to achieve. So when you do that, it's like when I meet lot of global consultant, thinking first, execution next. In India, we start execution first, thinking later. So how do you think? How do you arrive at your objective? How do you align with your senior leadership team? What do you do by which you are able to convert your thought process and ideas into paper? And then, so we are in the process of building around 2 lakh square feet facility, from first pillar to, or the first we call Khatmurat to this. We have kept an ambitious target of completing everything, including validation, in 8 months' time. We are completing on 4th March 23, 25 years. So I have given target to everyone to start the second plant when we complete 25 years. And R&D center we have in Mumbai. We are in the process of building a separate state-of-art R&D center at Palava, which is outskirts of Mumbai. We have acquired one lab in San Diego for working on early stage R&D or 505B2 and 505B1 projects. Our corporate office in Mumbai, we have a small office in Raleigh, Durham, and for our other small company for 505B2, that is in San Diego, same place. This is our mission. Whatever we do, delivering exceptional value through science and world-class manufacturing. After a lot of thoughts, we have arrived at this. It is not that we are there, but this is what we endeavor towards, or our purpose. Whatever we do, if we do regular work, you will deliver value. But how do you deliver exceptional value? What is the difference between Future Group and DMart? How can, you can say, the stock market person didn't know anything about business starting Avenue, that is in DMart in 2005, and today it is valued at 2,20,000 crores or 2.5 lakh crores, which is amongst top 5 richest person in India. And this, so what is he doing differently? Why not a single DMart is in the main street? Why they keep comparatively limited options, 5 to 6 in any category, and every inch of the footprint he is able to convert into value. Walmart is having 4% EBITDA and DMart is having 10% EBITDA. How, for in today's e-commerce world, how come this kind of business is given 80 multiples of your EBITDA or 100 multiples of your EBITDA? You will not get your answer. So it's because delivering exceptional value. The difference between good, better and best is very thin. You cross one line, the entire thought process changes. So science, whatever you do, whether it is finance or account or it's not, science is not just R&D. The way you operate, the way you send invoices, the way you behave with your customer, the way you do research prior to a meeting, every single person in the organization should know deep down. That means if you want to have a sight of anything, you should have insight. And that is science. And world-class manufacturing, that is our forte, which we intend to keep scaling. Our vision, to become the preferred choice of customers for topical pharmaceuticals. No industry of the world can say that you are the only supplier. There will be always choices for your customer. If you see even US or Korea or all large businesses, there is only 1, 2, 3. 3 to 4 is miles away. Pharma is a different subject in India because it's all entrepreneur driven. Consolidation is not yet happening, but it's only a matter of time. So if you see Vodafone, Idea, Airtel, fourth one will not be there. If you see any large consumer companies or something, there are 3. So what is our vision? To become preferred choice of customers. You all know whoever are exporting to US, there are 3 giant buyer groups of Walmart, Walgreens, CVS. And if you know the classical story of acquisition, one big thing what Teva did of acquiring Actavis for $44 billion. 78 billion was one day their valuation, and it crashed 90%, 80% in 3 months' time. They thought that they will own 60% of the generic business in US. And those 3 giant groups, they have internal thing that they will not have any one dependency in any one company more than 25%. It's okay.
Time is there.
Time is there, right? So we want to be in that. So if there is a choice, we should be there. We will not be only one. Values. So our first value, which is, see, normally in pharma you talk about quality, customer satisfaction, delivery, or OTIF in time, and etc. etc. These are all given now. That means it's all basics. Without that, you are not allowed to be in pharma. Quality is given, your investments are given, right, validations, qualify, everything is given. So now what do you do? How each and every person of your organization will think alike, the way you envisage. So passion, everything starts with passion. Now, we will be the best one day in our chosen sphere of competence. Whoever are, further once you will go through some more slides, you will understand. So we are very passionate about our topical formulations. As of now, it's not that we are right now into only topical. We may do something else related, but more than 80% when you focus on only one subject, tirelessly for many, many years, since 35 years, even to that extent, the Volini first batch was produced in our facility in Mumbai, 900 square feet area in the year 1988. The product was developed in garage. And today it is more than 250 crore brand. So 35 years, only one subject. Passion. Agility. We must be thinking that many times you have right strategy, great strategy, but we are not able to execute. Like, you know, the top 4 companies in India, all are having knowledge, all are having money, all are having great professionals. Still, there is a huge difference in the gap. So it's all leadership, strategy, and execution. So agility, I've written here, soaring and scoring with change. We are in the world where digitization is driving. Everything is becoming very fast. The patience level is getting reduced day by day. Nobody is having time to wait for 1, 2, 3, 4 years. People want faster result. You can't change the world. Now you have to change yourself. That means, what do you write? What do you do? Again, connected to the mission. You think right, 8 months of thinking and 6 months of execution. Not like moving forward and going backwards. Whoever are installing the prefab panels, you know the normal fight of prefab panel. For example, we work with Nicomet. Said आप बाद में cut out कर देते हो. बाद में ये केबल यहाँ से ले लो, ये यहाँ से ले लो. To the last detail, to the last socket detail till height, we all need to think and plan. to the last detail. So agility is required. Now agility will come only and only if you think through. You must have seen, you look back and reflect today when you go home, which work in last 1 month you could execute very fast and which one you couldn't do it fast. So you'll come to know 99% that when there is a complete think through alignment, the execution becomes very easy. When there is no think through alignment, like for example, you start something, QA will say something, then QC will say something, then regulatory. So everything is later. So if you think through well, agility will come. If you run towards agility, agility will never come. Money in pharma industry, money cannot bring agility. Courage, beyond convention and with conviction. This is one sport where only you know the start and end, but it is extremely challenging, whoever is knowing skiing, to do the skiing. There are no perfect defined path, it's only broad guideline is given. So we all need to have a courage. You will not have answers for everything. If you look for answers for everything, you will become very slow. So based on your experience, collective leadership, alignment with your team, your customers, your consultants, think through, reach a particular point, and then you need to have a courage. Because if you don't have a courage, you will never be able to take decisions. Why after 1970, Indian companies have flourished so much, and why multinationals have not flourished? Because they are extremely slow in their decision making. And they are all driven by so many protocols that they don't have courage, because there are a lot of, like, whoever is working with any multinational, earlier there used to be only quality reporting is somewhere abroad, rest all here is MD. There are 6 different reportings. Finance fellow cannot report to MD, quality cannot report to MD, external fellow cannot report to MD, the audit, internal audit cannot finalize the CMO, some other auditor will do, board will ask for some ESG, there is not a single fellow who is trusted. And everyone slows down. So that's where we Indians score, but with calculated risk. I hope not many are from multinationals who are working, please. Okay, so when you do everything right, you work Paco, passion, agility, courage, ownership comes automatically. Normally we have a normal talk in our organization. He ownership क्यों नहीं लेता है? I have given everything to you. I have done everything right for you. He is not taking ownership. We have to always push. Like in our organization, we have one system, Aerocom, which is internal train kind of thing. So there is a 5-inch pipeline, 3-kilometer pipeline within various buildings of the plant, and you transfer samples and documents from one end to another end with vacuum. So 5-inch pipeline, which can bear -20 degree to +60 degree. You imagine in plastic. So if you use compressed air, you need 100 HP. We are doing 3-kilometer pipeline with an intelligent train and a diverter. There is a capsule. If you have seen in Bombay Hospital or somewhere where blood samples are transferred through this capsules and Aerocom system, 3 HP motor is taking care of 3-kilometer pipeline. Now, we are always working under pressure and we are giving pressure to everyone. Everything is pressure. So what happens is every person in the organization beyond a point becomes like a plastic ball. He will not become wet only. He will go inside and come back. Again go inside and come back. So the difference between, so vacuum means absorption and compressed air is pressure. So pressure will give you momentary results, whereas absorption will give you long-term results. So this is just a summary slide of mission, vision, and values. Now, this slide will tell you our entire journey of last 24 years. 1998, as I told you, when we started with initial modest investment of 4 crore, I was having 50 lakh rupees, pledged bonds, other thing, 3 crore borrowed, 50 lakhs from friends here and there, started knowing nothing, and even didn't know how to make a project report or anything. And after starting a plant in 2001, one advertisement came in Goa newspaper that some company with 2 acres land, 50,000 square feet is on sale. One of our customer called me, Mehul, are you on sale? So I said, no, sorry, I'm not on sale. So since many of you are from CMO background, I want to give you one story. In 1999, I will not name the customer. One customer came for audit, multinational. So everything went off well. And then when negotiation came, those days NPPA, CCPC norms were there. So the CCPC norms for 30-gram tube was 90 paise those days. And finance person came in and technical person went out. So it's like blind working, because they get biased otherwise. If they say your facility is good, then they can't negotiate. So finance fellow negotiates. So he offered me that you don't have work, your 50,000 square feet is like an air-conditioned college, so we'll give you 90% of DPCO. So I said, sir, you are giving big talk on values, mission, bhashan, so many things you are telling. Day one you are making me beggar, and day one you want me to compromise. What message you are trying to give it to me? So he says, I will talk to my director. So they spoke to the director, and he says, no, we'll maintain only 90%. So I refused that work. So till the time he retired, he remembers me that he has seen only one fellow in his life that without having any work, he was ready to sit idle, but I didn't accept 90% DP. So 10 paisa less, I didn't accept those days. It took first 10 years to touch 20 crore turnover. Any CMO, you need longevity. Like, unless you produce and your products are there in the market for 5 to 7 to 10 years, you don't get that credibility. You don't get that visibility. So people keep trying, keep testing you. So it was a very, very tough time to attract people. Because even, you can say, those days I used to say that people who are working as in security person in a multinational company will keep his badge like this. And our name nobody was able to pronounce. So N-Cube name, when you talk to someone, E-N-C-U-B, double E in between. So the days were so difficult and tough that no good person was ready to join. Ambitions were high. Quality requirements were high. So you work, and entrepreneurs, you always try to manage with what you have, and you do fill in the blanks. So you keep doing fill in the blanks and keep moving hard. So in 2009 came one turning point. Those days, advertisement used to be in Tata Yellow Pages. If you all know those Yellow Page book. I had given one advertisement of 2.5 line, 2,250 rupees, because Tata was owned by the TCS only. So one company, Smith & Nephew, largest wound care company in the world, they were shutting down one facility in US. And they had appointed TCS to identify a contract manufacturer. So from the 2,250 rupees, one lady called me from TCS that we are looking for so-and-so. And then, तभी तो कुछ आता नहीं था, काम नहीं तो you speak to anyone who is interested in work. So I gave my details, and 5 companies in India were shortlisted, and 15, they had given contract in 6 countries. So 15 people were shortlisted. So 15, 10, 3, 2, and 1. Finally, we were selected. So those days, 2010, we did 9 product technology transfer in 45 days, and so 25 crore company, I got 25 crore contract those days. And that from the 2,250 rupees advertisement in Tata Yellow Pages. So 2009 to 2015, we scaled up. We grew 10 folds in 7 years. And got a lot of large customers, all the global approvals one by one. We scaled up. So that is our phase 2, where if you see in 2005, what are the key decisions we have taken? SAP in 2005, phase 2 expansion. I just forgot to mention in 2005-6, we exported to Japan. The only one customer I lost money in last 35 years of career, where we did 6 crore rupees export in 1.5 year and 5 crore profitability those days. And I went to Tokyo and last money was pending. That company became bankrupt. So I went to Tokyo and met one lawyer. So lawyer said that in Japan, first of all, this kind of company, virtual company, they don't have any assets. So first, money goes to employee, whatever money. Second goes to National Bank, then other banks, then local vendors in Japan, then other banks, then your number comes 6th or 5th. So your cost of litigation will be much higher. Better you write it off and add back so that at least that much income tax you will save. So 2 crores, 62 lakh rupees I had written off. And we didn't get that money. But since 2005-6 was going so good, we invested 36 crore rupees in 2018 phase 2 expansion. By the time the expansion got over, this disaster happened. Those days, if you remember, our then Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji used to go to Himachal every year for 1 week holiday. And that Baddi story started after that, first time. 2008, everyone moved towards north, etc. We were having 3 customers. Not a single fellow was ready to come. And 15% excise duty those days. And the 2,250 rupees were advertisement that brought that change. So it was a very tough time. I had stopped traveling for everyone by flight and something like that. And people used to travel Mumbai, Goa by train and bus and whatnot. So everything was stopped. Minimum wage act in 2008 increased by 50%. No new work was coming in. Existing work was also in danger because they were trying to move out. So you can imagine, company that time, 25 crore company, 50 crore investment, and no new business, and we were shattered 1 year. And then the story started. 2009, small R&D center. So in adversities, you take right decisions. That when work was not there, we started creating value by investing 20 people in R&D and started giving localized line extension for existing partners and free of cost R&D. So that prompted me during bad time to invest in R&D for a CDMO work. So that CMO became CDMO in that bad time. So that R&D center of 1,800 square feet, then approval, new customer I told you, Smith & Nephew. 2012 we got FDA first. Normally first US FDA inspection, if you are grossly right, is right because not a single product in the market. So there is no risk to the patient. And they are little, you can say, considerate if the intent is right. So we also got without 483 and things like that, and FDA renewals, other customers. So 2016, when we thought that we are doing 1 meter, how much time do I have? 10. So 2016, what do we do? Whether we expand CMO. So those days, we were 3rd largest in the world as CMO. India highest, and globally 1 company in US and 1 company in Canada. So I thought that it's too difficult to grow beyond a point. 8% of the total India production we were doing, and all key brands we were doing. So then we thought, can we do it for ourselves? So that time, after 6 months of internal thinking, we thought that let's go for private equity. It was not for money. If you want to convert from individual to institution, and when you marry with the right private equity partner, they make you to think. You have a professional board. You have advisors, consultant, big four coming in, internal audit, and then suddenly, so if you are mentally, if you are clear what you want to achieve, and you want your system to be professionalized, then this can work wonders. And there are a lot of examples. Anytime we can have a separate session on that, and IDMA, we are going to have one session on that subject. So multiples came in at that time. New QC building, first A&D approval in 2018. Another story here that the 2017 onward, the prices of generic products started crashing. And normal Indian company, when they go for US A&D approval, they do partnership model. They do profit share with somebody who is distributing product in US. But it is one of the most complex system of finance in the world is the US system. The chargeback system and calculation and cost, it is extremely, extremely ambiguous and difficult to understand. So prices were crashing. 5 ANDA got approved. We didn't know what to do. So then we took that courageous call that let's do it ourselves. So we had one president CEO and a small office, and we took licenses in 50 states in 6 months. And we started our own operation in September 2019, even though we started getting approval in 2018. Then incorporated in 2019 that USA. We did some partnership project to learn 505B2 project and invested on Stanford project for 505B2. I'm on board of that company. Successfully launched Severis ANDA. Acquired one company called Tioga for early stage R&D, because if topical we have to do, how do we build our story? So we have, if you have understood, we have 3 verticals. One is bread and butter CMO, little bit of CDMO, because now we don't have R&D capacity, we are using in-house. Then generics, complex generics, and our own marketing in India. And later 2025 onwards, suppose if really everything price crashes and the generic is extremely challenging, then we are thinking on long-term investment on 505B2. As we speak, we are in the process of acquiring one NCE molecule also. So soframycin we expanded, we just started 3 months back, and knowing nothing, but in first 3 months we could do systematically 110%, 10% more than what we thought the budget. Indore, we are building a new capacity, and a lot of focus on people, which I will tell you. Invested in SAP HANA. Right now we are in the process of creating hormonal block, topical hormonal block. It will be largest topical hormonal block in the world. 7 different technologies under one roof. And phase 3, some other expansion is going on. So this tells you the complete story of what we are today. Now, how did we do this, and what are the 9? So I'm going to show you 9 pictures and 9 learnings. And that is 15 minutes if I take, is that okay? 15 minutes, right? Yeah. So when I was 29, first 2 acres of land in Goa, what you saw first. This is how I started. This is typical in Gujarati, we do Bhumi Pujan. So when we did, for somebody died in the family, nobody from my family could come. I was alone and my brother-in-law was there. Behind 2 people, gentlemen were sitting, both of them are not there now. Our architect, Mr. K.R. Iyer, he is brother of that R.S. Iyer, that old stalwart, our IP guru. And, right, and Glaxo, ex-Glaxo guy. And Mr. Dondi from Levka, Parsi guy. So when I was doing this, they were murmuring, "तो ये लड़का पेमेंट देख पाएगा क्या?" 1 truck cement came. ये हम दोनों इनके लिए कर रहे हैं. And one fellow who is standing behind center, he was our first employee. He was working in petrol pump, and I had hired him for maintaining account of cement and steel. So CMO, so you keep inviting customers, keep taking pictures, keep hoisting flags, you keep doing. Our team, some of the people are still there. I'll show you. Previous picture. Mr. K. Hariram. He's my mentor. You will see one slide. So I know him since 36 years now. Our plant head now, he is also back, 22 years, Jinraja Pujari. And my father on left hand side, my family. This is the inauguration, the Bhumi Pujan we did last year on 8th of October for hormonal facility. Lot of investment is going on people now. How are we going to grow from here? It's all in all only on people. So every year we have an offsite and we go 2 days outside for a brainstorm with experts from some other industries, from HR and our internal team. So we were very transparent in organization. Every month I send out letter to each and every employee of organization of last 30 days of work of NQ. 100% everything is known to everyone in the organization. And now we are building tomorrow, so we call it NVital, NQ Vital members. This is one of my, you can say, best professional moment since last 35 years on IDMA event. I spoke to Mr. N. Chandra for 43 minutes, and that has changed my life. I'll tell you how. Our total pharma industry in manufacturing sector is employing 10 lakh people, 1 million. He is custodian of 1 million people. 650,000 only in TCS. He's chairman of 63 companies. How can, just imagine the Air India, such a complex organization, not a single disruption by any person working in the organization because there is so much trust. Why it is not given to look at the vision of Prime Minister and this, the why Tata was selected. And that 43 minutes, I got that great, and I'm sure I want to share this thing with you, that if person can keep so much cool and calm after employing, you can't remember 63 names, and he's chairman of 63 companies. And globally, they have more than 1,000 companies. So we have a consolidated balance sheet of 4 companies. Tata consolidated balance sheet of 1,000 entities. 1 million people, if he can handle and inspire 1 million people, can't we inspire 1,500 people working in NQ? So that suddenly the entire theory of relativity thought process changed. And anybody wants to see this interview, it's on in YouTube. My suggestion is not for me, but look at how he answers, and at this age he runs 42-kilometer marathon. Even drawing inspiration from his marathon journey, that question was asked. And how beautifully he replied, and what kind of thought process and disruption. This is what we did at Indore. My father, so I'm holding that first brick, and we did just to demonstrate the family values. Now, so some of the philosophy and culture part I've explained to you, values I've explained to you, journey I've explained to you. Now I want to, the last part of my talk is 9 lessons from life and leadership. See if it makes some sense to any one of you. Find the circle of competence. If you are everywhere, you are nowhere. Be ruthless in identifying, protecting, and growing your circle of competence. If you try to do too many things in life, rarely you will find, because we are not in that of Ambani's or Reliance or Sun. We are entrepreneurs, and which we are true representation of our India. How do you differentiate yourself? How do you build your story? whether it is on if you are employer or an employee. Even if for employee, how do you remain charged up and positive? What do you think? How do you do that? So you need to find that which is one area where you are very good at, and then work on that area, and you can expand circle of influence and identify and grow that circle of your competence. Second, take the first step. The first step is often difficult. Take a leap of faith, embrace failure, victory with equanimity. In today's world, frankly speaking, nobody needs us. There is no market gap. There is no shortage. There is nothing that only you can do. Now, still you want to grow. If you think peacefully, you are not required. Even if you are not, the world is going to continue as it is only. That means you are add-on. So you are add-on, then how do you start? What do you do? So first is your circle of competence. Do something by which you must believe in yourself that you are something better and different. And then you have to take first step. Risk to lena hi padega. So first step is always very difficult. Then your steps becomes easier. Whether it is if you are working out or gym, or your first walk, or your control on your sweets, everything you have to take first step. Because then it becomes easy. It becomes your way of life. Your brain, your subconscious mind is trained towards that. Iterate towards success. If you expect reasonable degree of success, implement your imperfect plans and improve. I told you that there is always a timeline, that you have to do this in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, or 120 days. Still you will not get all your answers. Still you have to take the first step. And then that means in the acceptable band. Why do you take amoxicillin twice a day? There is not one level. You have to take every 8 or 12 hours, and the blood level is maintained within that. So if you look for perfection, at times perfection is a disease. You want to achieve 88%, it will take 4 hours. If you want to do 92%, it will take 20 hours. And if you do 99%, it will never happen only. So now you have to see what do you want to do. There is always agility required. नहीं तो काम होगा ही नहीं. So iterate and see that there will be some up and down, but your graph trend line should go up. It's not moving. Just 5 more minutes. Huh? Yeah. Yeah. This is a very, this slide is very close to my heart. Invest in relationship. That means, you see the best example here in this hall is Viramani ji and Dara Patel. I call it Dara Bhai. That invest in relationship. That you can move the mountains by investing in relationship. Whether it is supplier, whether it is family, partners, distant friend, relative, anything, you can achieve wonders with relationship. I tell you, beyond a point, what works is relationship. And it is internal and external, both stakeholder. I can speak for 1 hour on this subject, but we don't have time. Great companies are built on shared strength and benchmark against the best. Many times you will find that in our organization, the people are normally working in tier 2, 3, 4, 5 cities at operational level and all. When you build, for example, SAP, you have high expectation. But people are still working in old way only. आपको समझ में क्यों नहीं आता है? Why you are not doing it? Why you are not talking to your friend? Why you are not talking to so and so? So they were, how do I reach out to? I said, you should talk to Indoco fellow, you Glenmark fellow, these, that, all are working in company, these, that. So he says, how can I do it? So for that, I want to show you one's website. Can you click? And we'll play 1 minute game on this. Just click that. Please. This is a website, the Oracle of Beacon. Now, it is a cluster of all the artists of the world. I want you to tell me any two names, very far off name. Give one actor or actress name. Maybe from India, anywhere in the world, or Korea or US. Can anyone tell me two actors' name? Give odd name. Famous name, you will not understand what I want to tell you. Give me odd name. First, just type, huh? Deepa Mehta. Just put Deepa, if it is there in database, just check. M-E. T-A. A. It's not there in this. Just try this side. No. Say put here, say Irfan Khan on left side. Irfan Khan. Just second. Just select that second. And Deepa Mehta, that database, she is not there. Anybody, any international actor, actress name? Just give that. Anyone? Just put Pakistan connection may not be there, but still, let's try. Say normal, just select any other. No. Select anyone. Put find link. It is said that any two persons of the world you can reach with maximum 3 connection. Noble Johnson had worked with Sam Jeffrey in this movie Lost Horizon. The second person with Bill Murray in Nothing Lasts Forever, and the Darjeeling Limited, Irfan Khan had worked. So many times we say that you make people think that you also should think. Otherwise, you are thinking on behalf of your company. Everything you cannot think on behalf of your 50 people or 100 people or 200 people. Your bandwidth will become very narrow. So here, this is to prove that you can make people think. You can escape. Just go back to the slide. Like if I want to reach, say, Bill Gates, I will say, how will I reach? So my sister-in-law is in Boston. She knows some senator in, say, Washington, and that person knows Bill Gates. So you reach out to them. So basically, today's world, information and agility is the key. Where is he? You can reach. Darabhai is there. Only one connect. Next. Go on. Continue. One. Okay, embrace incremental innovation as well.
Not interested.
So if you do, you can become remarkable by doing simple things differently. You do little than 1 circle, then 4, then you can handle most complex problem. How do you embrace incremental innovation? Innovation is not one-time exercise. Okay, then next. Just last slide. Yes. Receiving and giving mentorship. You need gurus in your life. Incidentally, I have 3 South Indian gurus. One, Dr. V. Shankar. He was one of the director of Crossland Research, because of whom I am standing here. Topical, those days Crosslands, Volini, Gentilness and others. Mr. K. Hariram, he was, when he retired, he was CEO of Galderma. And last 10 years, he is my mentor and coach. And we all know Mr. S.M. Mudda is my technical guru. So mental, spiritual, and initial. So these 3 people have made me, apart from my father. And some of our great team members. Pratik, first job with me, 11 years, he is handling entire US operations 505B2 and Soframycin. At the age of 34, he got 11 promotions in 11 years. And he is CBO of the company. And Kirit Vora, finance, one BCom guy is handling 6 chartered accountants and 3 big fours. And giving every month data to all the private equity requirements. There's a lot of exchange of data. Pujari operations point of view is there since 1999. He was out for some time and he has come back. This is, advice is abundant, execution is scarce. Lot of people give us advice. And we have lot of data. Everyone has all the knowledge, money, everything. But why we are not able to see? You see, second bottom, that arrow, that execution is the key. Think through approach, execution. So this is very, very difficult, and focused and consistent execution creates value. See, you want exceptional value. You cannot do it unless you are good in what you are doing. If you want to create exceptional value, think through approach. Science, passion, people, leadership, blah, blah, blah. So when you look back, like a jigsaw puzzle, every time different reason comes up when execution doesn't happen. Aspire to perspire. Don't aspire to enjoy. This should be built into your mind. Pharma industry is not easy. This is not for someone who feels that this is easy industry. This is extremely challenging industry. So failure, the frame, not the mix, humility, and respect, last slide. You are all because of your family. So you must respect and grateful to your family, your parents who have made sacrifices to nurture you, your wife, children have stood with you in thick and thin of trials. And this is the story of NQ. Thank you all very much.
Well, friends, you had a very interesting speech from Mr. Mehul Shah. He spoke about mission, vision, passion, agility and courage, very interesting, and how he has traveled from almost from scratch to become the third largest facility in the world. Very interesting thing is a turning point in advertising for just for 2,200 rupees. Then he also spoke about focus. As I told you, focus in life leads to glorious implications and excellence. He focused only on these topical formulations, and today he has achieved his success. So any questions? No, any questions? Sorry, any questions to him? No? No? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Mehul ji, very truly, I think it should become a Mehul case study, N-Cube case study for Harvard Business School, I think so. Looks like, I mean, we were wondering how somebody will talk of manufacturing for after lunch session. And manufacturing is over in just 2 sentences, okay? Otherwise people will sleep. I think you made us really be awake. A lot to follow. It's like a lot and lots to follow. I think you are a walking manufacturing encyclopedia. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much. And it's like saying mutual funds sahi hai, N-Cube sahi hai. May I request our chairperson, Mr. Ravichandran, to honor Mr. Mehul ji on behalf of IDMA.
So whilst Mehul is being honored, I have a suggestion for the organizers. That next time when there is such a wonderful talk happening, you should remove the name of the sponsors. Because what happened, when Mehul would say he got stuck in 2005 and suddenly you got sponsors, Fords, Sai Mira, so people get the impression that they have bailed him out, you know.
That was a patent one. Thank you so much.